Imagine you're an adult creator who spent countless hours producing incredible content. But there's one problem. Your audience growth is crawling at a snail's pace, and you're wondering if there's a way to break through the noise. I've been there. We all have. But now, finally, there's a way to run paid ads directly to your spicy content. I ran some, and the results are going to shock you. Today, I'm going to unveil the secret sauce behind Slushy's on-platform advertising. So if you're ready to seriously grow your audience, you won't want to miss it. Welcome back, CEO Squad, and today we're talking about Slushy's on-platform advertising for adult creators, as they are one of the first platforms making it possible for us to purchase paid ads and drive traffic directly to our adult content. First, I want to discuss why running paid ads for any business is important, the type of ads you can buy on Slushy, and then I'll share my actual results from an ad that I ran, which will have you shook. Before we explore what paid ads are possible and available on Slushy and my results, let me drop some truth bombs about why running paid ads is an absolute game changer. Up until now, the only way to get new customers or subscribers was by growing organically on social media or buying paid ads, which we knew as shoutouts. There were a few platforms to do this on, whether a website dedicated to selling shoutouts or in the creator Telegram groups themselves, and just DMing the creators, asking for their shoutout pricing, etc. Ultimately, there were two types of shoutouts that you could do, whether you were paying for a social media shoutout from a larger creator or a platform shoutout on OnlyFans, for example, from a larger creator. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to talk about guaranteed gains because, for one, I don't recommend them, but I will do an entire video on that alone. So make sure, if you aren't already, that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss that one. As I'm sure most veteran creators watching this are going to agree, these tactics don't bring results the way that they once did. It used to be that you could spend $300 to $1,000 on an Instagram shoutout and gain 3,000 to 5,000 followers. Or you could purchase an OnlyFans shoutout and you'd see between 50 and 100 paid subscribers. But those advertising methods don't work as effectively anymore, especially when they're so difficult to track and monitor and know whether you made your money back or not. In fact, because I do track everything, I can tell you that the last shoutout I bought on OnlyFans for $1,000 didn't bring me a single subscriber. That is when I knew that shoutouts were no longer cost effective, for me at least, and that I had to find other ways to advertise my spicy platforms. So if not that, then what? Well, there wasn't anything else, at least not that I had access to at the time. Now imagine a world where creators call the shots. Well, that world is finally a reality. Finally, we have on-platform advertising that we can buy directly as creators. Slushy is the first platform I've seen implement this, but I do predict that others will likely follow suit. So, what types of ads can you buy on Slushy? Well, if you go to make a new post on Slushy, you'll see a pop-up that says start promoting now. That is going to take you to their available advertising options. At the moment, the only self-serve ad that's available for creators is to buy a sponsored post ad. That sponsored post ad is essentially an in-feed ad that appears like a regular post to fans as they swipe onto it. It essentially places you in fans' feeds where you might otherwise not have landed. The benefit of this is that you get to supercharge your visibility, potentially grow tons of new followers that you can later cash in on, and even get paying subscribers right off the ad itself. You'll also see other ads planning to be offered on Slushy in the future listed there, like OnlyFans link ads, featured creator ads, sponsored stories ads, and so much more. If any of those ads aren't currently available to you but are interesting to you specifically, reach out to Slushy and set up a call. They are super curious what type of ads creators are most interested in. So if you reach out, they'll likely help you make it happen. Now I know what you're wondering. What are the costs associated with running ads? Well, in Slushy's FAQ, it says that ads start at around $99 per campaign, which is super reasonable. But I know from speaking with the team that there are potentially other options and other ways forward for ads on Slushy. So again, don't be afraid to give them a call and talk to the team about all of your options. Now that we've covered the importance of running paid ads and what your options are, let's dive into my own ad results and what I might do differently for the next time. The secret to running successful paid ads as a creator is split testing the content. When it comes to advertising, including shoutouts, it is crucial to perform split tests. This means that you try out different ad content to see which performs best. For example, in week 1, you use content A in your ad, and then in week 2, you switch to content B. The content that yields better results becomes the winner. Let's say content A outperforms content B. Now, in week 3, you're going to introduce a new piece of content. We're going to call that content C. If content C performs better than the previous winner, content A, it becomes the new benchmark for future content. Every time you discover new content that outperforms your current benchmark, it becomes the new standard. This process continually improves the performance of your ads, and over time, you'll have tested and refined your ad content so much that your benchmark content will deliver incredible results. This should be your ultimate goal because you only need one top performing ad that you can run repeatedly to gain more followers, fans, and subscribers. You can always run the ads for shorter or longer periods of time based on your budget. Just make sure that the split test ads are always run for the same duration of time so that they have an apples to apples comparison. Now, because of the timing of this video, I didn't have a ton of time to split test my own ad content. So if this is your first time running a paid ad using content, here's how I choose the content to use and what I did personally. I went to my Slushy post and I chose one of my top performing Slushy posts to run as an ad. This is a great starting place because you can see what has already performed well on Slushy organically without ever putting an advertising budget behind it. So once I pull one of my top posts to run as an ad on Slushy, I also needed to write a caption for my ad. The call to action that I used in the caption of my ad was to follow me. The reason being, if I get fans to follow my page, they're essentially parked there, getting exposure to my content over time, and after long enough, I'll likely be able to convert them to a subscriber or get them to spend tons of cash on me in DMs. If you're just starting out with ads, I'd suggest this call to action for you as well, as it's a pretty low bar to get fans to click the follow button compared to a bigger ask of getting them to subscribe to you right out the gate. I ultimately ran my ad for 1 week, and during that period, I grew 329 new followers, and the ad overall cost about $500 US. So what does this mean in terms of the big picture results? Well, $500 divided by 329 followers comes out to paying about $1.50 per follower. That's pretty standard market value for followers, meaning if I can get those 329 new people to spend $1.50 on me each, I'd break even for my ad. But that's not actually what happened. In the first week of January alone, I earned half of what it took me to earn for the entire month of December. That's because each fan doesn't monetize the same. Some fans will opt for subscriptions, others will buy content right off the feed a la carte, and some are going to spend like crazy in DMs. In other words, based on the new projection of my earnings for this month, since purchasing the ad, I'm on track for around 290% more than my previous month. That means I'm going to more than double my revenue on Slushy this month thanks to running one single ad. Imagine if it were like that on every platform. If you could pay to run one ad and potentially double your earnings the following month. Wouldn't you want to run an ad every month? Wouldn't you want to run multiple ads? I'll tell you exactly what I plan to do. I'm going to take the additional money that I earn on Slushy over what I've made from last month, and I'm going to use that money for running more ads. Then, the following month, I'll take the extra revenue I get as a result of those ads, and I'm going to reinvest it into even more ads. Because that's what businesses do. And if you can do this a few times and grow yourself a healthy ad budget, then you can just put your advertising on autopilot. Here's my advertising budget for the month, Slushy. Here's the ad content that I know works because I've been testing it for a few months and I get to know what is showing results and what doesn't. And now I just want this content to run each week until we spend the entire ad budget. Then, in the background, you just get to do what you do best. Create excellent content and engage with your fans in DMs or on live streams. That is what I plan to do anyway, CEO Squad. So if you're somehow still on the fence about running your first Slushy ad, that's totally okay. Feel free to sit back and stay tuned as I run them and continue to share my results with you on this channel. Just make sure that you're subscribed and you have that bell notification turned on, because I want you to see these updates and be reminded that the time you spent watching me grow on Slushy, you could have been doing the same. If you're still somehow not signed up for Slushy, you can do that by clicking on the link in our description, where you're going to find tons of info about them and all of the other resources we put out to help build your adult business. Thank you so much for watching CEO Squad, and I'll see you in the next one.